Dayelle.
Hi, Amanda.
This is our super unique, not normal kind of episode.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
This one is definitely our personality because we're talking about, we're wrapping up our year.
Yeah.
We just did our awesome holiday episodes.
Yeah.
And we're going to pop some bubbly. The cocktail for today is just some champagne problems, baby. Toast away the year that was 2024.
Cheers.
Cheers and goodbye. And we're going to just talk about the books that are coming out in 2025 and the book to screen adaptations that are coming out. Because there's a lot.
There's a lot, and I feel like it's a nice, these are all things that we can look forward to.
We need things to look forward to right now.
Yes.
Do you think we should start books first?
Yes.
Okay, because these are just some. I'm just going to give you some.
Yeah.
The one that you and I are probably most excited for,
Uh-huh.
Onyx Storm.
Yes.
Okay, so if you are not a Fourth Wing reader, this is the third in the Empyrean series. That's number 3 in the Fourth Wing series, and it is
By Rebecca Yarros.
Rebecca Rouse. But she
She got herself in a little bit of trouble.
She sure did.
Yeah.
I will say that one thing that I love about maybe this one, ACOTAR, we get a lot of this. Everything in the Massiverse, the Sarah J. Massiverse, we get a lot of this. I love the theories that people are making.
Yes.
And I'm freaking pumped for this one.
I mean, the last book definitely left us on a pretty major cliffhanger.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, if you haven't read this, just skip ahead like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But our boy Zayden.
Well, and I think I shared this with you, obviously off mic, but I unfortunately made the mistake of watching a TikTok about the first book, not thinking that they would mention something that happens in the second book. And I ruined
That's horrific.
Yeah. And so like the whole time I was reading the second book, I just was like waiting for the moment that.
No.
Yeah.
That's such a bummer.
Yeah. It was definitely like I knew it was coming. And so every time something would happen, I'd be like, oh, nope, not yet.
So this is a perfect one to start with because this is also already getting it already has an adaptation that's in the works for the screen.
Yeah, and it's going to be a show.
Which here, I think we all just need to realize that any of these books in our little book talk world, they should be shows in the fantasy world because too much happens. You're going to cut too much and piss off people
100%
to try and squeeze it into a movie.
100%. And I think in the fantasy world, you can't do the book justice if you don't give them a show.
Because look what happened with Harry Potter, which ding, 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 we're getting a show this year.
Yeah.
You don't have half the characters.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, characters are cut out.
You don't have Peeves. You don't have the house elves. They don't come to the Battle of Hogwarts. Characters change.
Yeah, storylines are completely changed because you don't have characters that were in the book.
Exactly.
And so on.
So I agree. I think we need to have TV shows for this. So that comes out January 21st. I mean, that's like kicking off the new year. Hard.
Yeah, and that's like locked in. It's, it's for sure happening. Everything is in motion. We haven't gotten any kind of casting drops yet.
I know we're kind of going all around, but I do. Oh my God. Can we just talk about the rumors for the Harry Potter casting? Have you seen this?
No.
Shut up. You have not seen this?
No, I kind of came into this kind of blind. Okay. I wanted to be like ready. Also, this is how our brains work. So this is a
Welcome
perfect
to our ADHD
example of how we decide on an episode to do for the pod this is us. This is literally us.
How we do this. And this is, if you ever want to know what it's like to hang out with us while we talk about books, this is how the podcast started. I don't know if you're ready for this.
I'm scared.
Okay. For our boy Hagrid, who would you cast for Hagrid for the show?
Well, okay, here's a question. Is the show, I know very little about the show. Is the show
following the books to a T?
Okay. I don't know. It's really, so here's this is going to go back a little bit to the original movies. I have a really hard time envisioning a remake of something that is so near and dear to my heart because we.
Oh, and you, before you even say this, you did tell me this. Some of the books you had not read before the movies came out. Mm-hmm. So the characters already looked a certain way too. Okay.
Exactly.
That's fair. Okay. Sorry to interrupt you.
And so that's kind of where I'm at still.
Okay.
I'm having a really hard time with.
This is going to make you feel better.
Okay.
Brett Goldstein. Roy Kent.
What?
Roy Kent.
That's wild. Wait, is
Roy
this confirmed
Kent.
or is this just
rumors.
speculation?
These are just
okay,
speculation.
Okay. I like it though.
I'm reading a Deadline article.
He's got that grumpy, he's kind of grumpy sunshine. I mean, if you're thinking.
Sure is. Now, you're not going to know who she is unless I pull it up.
Okay.
But I've seen some Professor McGonagall castings, like rumors.
Yeah.
And there's 2 that I've seen, but one that I think could actually add up.
As long as it's not Nicole Kidman, I'm good.
It's not going to be Nicole Kidman.
Okay.
Her name is Sharon Horgan. Let me show you her picture.
Okay.
You know who she is.
What is she in?
Let's look that up. I can't think of what she's in, but she's very funny.
Yeah. And I can totally see her as Professor McGonagall.
100%.
100%.
Because book Professor McGonagall, don't get me wrong. Professor McGonagall is Maggie Smith.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to the dame herself.
Mm-hmm.
But she's going to be a little bit more youthful because they are starting it. I mean, I'm sure they'll have to age her, but she just, I don't know, she has that kind of
She's
vibe.
got the embodiment of her.
Yeah,
sure.
so she was in, we've never seen any of these things.
Okay, well, maybe I've just seen her in like interviews or something.
No, we have totally seen her in things.
She looks very familiar.
Maybe is she stand-up why can't I find something that she was in? So this isn't helping at all. All right, so whatever. Sharon Horgan, she's one of the options. Yeah. And then we have Mark Strong for Dumbledore, this guy. I don't know how I feel about that one.
It's hard to envision something. Amanda showed me a photo of a bald man. So it's hard to envision him as a fully bearded wizard.
Yeah,
but
I can imagine that. Yeah. And then I saw another one so those are the 3 that I've seen again and again and again. Now, this is the first time I've seen Papa Assidio, I hope I'm saying his name right, as Snape.
Oh.
I don't know who this beautiful man is.
Smoky.
He is hot as hell. You don't get the fact that Snape is hot. So I don't know. Snape's not supposed to be hot. That's not true. I've read some smutty stuff with Snape being hot. But
I feel like I have to keep a very open mind for this one. I think I have to go in with it without any kind of expectation because, again, I'm just going to go back to the original and just want that again, just with more storyline.
I'm very excited that they're making this a show. I hate that J.K. Rowling's being involved as much as she is because she's a trash person. But I hope we get the storyline that we deserved from the movies.
Agreed.
The movies are incredible. Do not get me wrong.
Yeah.
What a cinematic adventure.
Yeah.
But so back to books.
Yeah.
This is just like the most anticipated books for 2025. Mm-hmm. We've got Witchcraft for Wayward Girls. That's going to be a hardcover release on January 14th. Remarkably Bright Creatures, paperback on 2025. So these are kind of different versions of books that already exist. Have you ever read any of the T.J. Klune books?
I don't think so.
They're fantastic. He's got another one coming out called The Bones Beneath My Skin. That one comes out in February. Monsoon Rising. This author, Thea Guanzan, I believe that's pronounce it. I've seen her stuff all over TikTok, and I think this is the second book to that series.
Okay.
The Hurricane Wars. So this is the second book. That one is coming out the very end of this year, so probably already out now, December. And then, did you read any Danielle Jensen books? Faded Inked in Blood, is that really one with the pretty sprayed blue edges?
Yeah, so I have it and I started it, but I have not finished it.
Okay, I read her other, I think it's called The Bridge Kingdom. I read that whole series.
Okay.
So I have Faded Inked in Blood too. That's on my winter TBR list because I really want to read it.
Yeah, I have the beautiful version of that.
So gorgeous.
So pretty.
So I think this is the second one in that one.
Also, the audiobook of that book, sorry, this is off topic from that, but
love this.
She's got a really thick, I think it's an Irish accent or some variation of an accent. So it's good.
Well, that one comes out in May. Let's see. And then we've got Four Ruined Realms, which is the Broken Blade series. That one comes out in January. That one's by May Corland. Nightingale, the Kristen Hanna book. Have you read that one?
I've not, but it's been on my list.
Dina from our Folktown podcast, she gifted me that book. It's so beautiful, and they're releasing this like gorgeous deluxe edition about it, which the reason I'm telling Dayelle these things, guys, is because we are book edition hoas.
Yeah.
If it's a new edition of the same, you should see how many versions of anything by Jane Austen that we have.
Oh my God.
It's disgusting.
It's a problem.
Carissa Broadbent's Slaying the Vampire Conqueror comes out March 25th.
Wait, is that to her series?
The Crowns of Nexia. I didn't read that one yet, but
it is.
I've heard it's incredible.
It's
you are the one that told me.
Yeah.
So that one comes out in May. The In Between Bookstore comes out January 14th. Aww. And that one sounds really cute.
I like the name of it.
Yeah. It's about what would you tell your teen self if you could go back in time? Underhill's tender, innovative debut is the smartest take on the trope I've ever read. And it's basically a guy is like unemployed and finds himself needing a fresh start. And he goes back to a small town in Illinois. And it's changed so much since he left. So it's kind of got like that little thing, but a sci-fi element, which I really love. And anytime a bookstore is involved, Dayelle and I are in. We're very easy sells.
It's like the pumpkin. What is it? Pumpkin Spice Cafe.
And the
like,
cinnamon
stop
bun.
It. I was immediately like add to cart as soon as I saw that cover.
Frida McFadden has another book coming out called The Crash in January 28th. We have The Night is Defying by Chloe Peñarada. I'm never going to say her name right, but the cover is gorgeous. Mm-hmm. It's the Nightfall Trilogy #2. Another one I've seen all over TikTok.
Yeah.
Spells, Strings, and Forgotten Things. First of all,
I love that name.
That name is so good. And I guess it's from the Sisters of Light and Shadow series.
Ooh.
That one's in March. There's so many good books coming out on this. Frida McFadden has another one. That girl.
Yeah, she's.
Must just write. We have The Never List. That hardcover version coming out. And there's also a lot of anticipated celebrity memoirs coming out. Brooke Shields has one coming out, doesn't she? She's got one next year. I'm not going to list them all because, like, no offense, but boring. And that's coming from somebody who loves celebrity memoirs. But
I don't know that I've ever read one.
You have not read Spare?
Oh, sorry. Okay, I've read one.
So good. No Rest for the Wicked by Cressley Cole. That's The Immortals After Dark, another huge book talk series. Have not read them,
I think that's on my TBR list.
Let's see what else we have here. Oh, a book called Boobs is coming out April 8th by Jennifer McCartney. So, sign me up. The Underwood Tapes.
I'm wondering what that will be about.
That is a joyful ode to womanhood, so we should probably all read it because we need a joyful ode to womanhood. I like it. I'm going to just go, as much as I hate to do it, guys, I'm going to go over to Goodreads because Goodreads released their like most anticipated people have already pre-saved list.
I got the email for that the other day.
Me too. That's why
I don't even have a Goodreads account, but I signed. What? That's not true. Rewind. I have a Goodreads account, but I've never actually used it. I just use it to find quotes.
I think. We do it all the time on the podcast, guys, where we're sitting here talking to each other. I go, let's just go on Goodreads. Yeah. And I hate giving any more money to that shithead. Storygraph is a wonderful, if you're looking for a new book app, Storygraph was made by a Black woman, and it is her own business, and it's a really beautiful app for tracking your stories, and you're not giving money to a piece of crap. And Fable is really pretty. Yeah, we were playing around with that one.
We just started our own Fable, so you can find our Fable.
I forgot we did.
Yeah, it's
so you can follow
Watch It or Read It podcast on Fable. And we just...
what a perfect announcement for that.
Our lovely intern, Lizbeth, added all of the books that we have read thus far on the pod. It does not include our personal reading, which has taken a hit.
Yeah, I have a Goodreads, but I'm trying to actively not use
it.
Yeah. I'm going to push everything over to Fable and Storygraph.
I like it.
Okay, so this is They Who Shall Not Be Named's most anticipated 2025 releases. Ready?
Ooh.
Our girl, Emily Henry, Great Big Beautiful Life. Suzanne Collins, another Hunger Games, Sunrise on the Reaping. And I don't know if it's this one or another one, but I did see that they're doing another adaptation to this one about Haymitch.
Yeah.
His story, right?
Yeah. They're turning it into a show. Yeah.
Allie Hazelwood's got one called Deep End. V.E. Schwab's got Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, which, have you read any of V.E. Schwab?
I haven't.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Read The Night Circus. It's fantastic. Let's see. Abby Jimenez, Say You'll Remember Me. Also, if you need just like a really good palate cleanser, anything by Allie Hazelwood or Abby Jimenez are great
I see them all the time. I see her books.
So easy to read.
Yeah.
So easy to digest. This one, I'm just going to show Dayelle the cover because it looks gorgeous. It's called The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. Look at that cover.
Stop.
I want it.
I mean, this is how I buy books.
Same.
The cover.
We have The Rebel Witch by Kristen Cicerelli.
Ooh.
A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping, which is like so
that.
cute, by Sangu Mandana. I mean, look at the cover. It looks adorable.
Sold.
And I know this is a podcast, guys, but I have to show that she came in blind. I told her not to look anything up.
I'm a visual person.
Oh, we mentioned this one already. Grady Hendrix, Witchcraft for Wayward Girls.
Mm-hmm.
It looks so good. I know nothing about it, but so this one I'm really excited about because I think I gifted you for your birthday the Heather Fawcett, Emily Wilde's Gift to Fairies.
Yes.
Okay, or Guide to Fairies.
Yes.
She's got a new one coming out called Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales.
Also, talk about beautiful covers.
I was just going to say, if you guys you've seen them in any bookstore you go in because they're so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. We have Taylor Jenkins Reid with Atmosphere. First Time Caller, BK Borison. That one looks cute. It's like a podcast radio show romance.
Oh.
Wild Side by Elsie Silver. That one looks very romancy.
Yeah.
Hannah Bonham Young, Out of the Woods. Sarah Adams, another like cute little romancy.
Yeah.
You've seen some of her books, I think. This one's called Beg, Borrow, or Steal. This Book Will Bury Me by Ashley Winstead. She wrote In My Dreams I Hold a Knife, which I've seen that one a bunch of time in bookstores. Haven't read it yet, though. Wild and Wrangled by Lila Sage. This one I'm very, very excited for because if you haven't read the Butcher and Blackbird series, which I know I told you to.
I have the first one and I started the audiobook version. And I then had to stop because I had to read for the pod and I haven't gotten it back.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I haven't gotten back into it, I should say.
So good. So Bryn Weaver's third version in the Butcher and Blackbird series, which I can never say this word right. So I'm
okay. Which one?
Scythe and Sparrow, but it's Scythe. You know, like that thing that
Sleuth?
Scythe. Like the
scythe?
A scythe. It's like the hook-shaped thing that you use to cut down stuff.
The grass?
Yeah. Is that a scythe? A scythe? Please correct us. I'm very excited for that one. That one is like top of my list. So we've also got Ava Reed's Fable for the End of the World, Ashley Poston's Sound Like Love, Olivia? I want that name.
Mm-hmm.
Olivia Blake, Gifted and Talented. And those are like their most anticipated, but in our universe of books, I think we're more excited about I'm more excited about books coming out for series I've already started.
Yeah,
and I know that sounds awful. Maybe because we've done so much reading for the podcast, it's easier to fall into something when you know what to expect.
Yeah. Although I have found that with all of the books that are getting the sequels, I'm having a hard time getting back into them. So I have to then read the series over to catch myself up to then be as into the book as I was when I was reading it.
That's fair.
Complete, which is kind of where I'm at with the Shadow and Ember.
I have to restart. You know what happens? Since this is more like what we're reading and talking about what we're reading.
Yeah.
When it's in between the series, right? And you're waiting for this book, which we're going to talk about ACOTAR in a minute. When you're waiting so long for this goddamn book, I have to then reread the whole series in anticipation for the book release.
Exactly.
And with Shadow and the Ember, all of the Jennifer L. Armentrout books, I'm just now going backwards. And I can't do that for all of them because they're really adding up.
There's a lot. And her books are long. And so the last one that she just put out was The Born of Blood and Ash. And I started reading it so excited. Also, I totally forgot and pre-ordered it and then it just arrived. And I was like, oh, right. I didn't know this was happening.
I did the same thing and I totally forgot.
Had no idea.
The same day.
Yeah. And I couldn't follow. I was like, wait, who is this person? This person. And I have to just go back and get myself back into that world. And I haven't, but I want to give her my full attention because I love the book so much, but getting into it now without having the background in my head, it's not as exciting. So I need to go back.
And there's also with her, it's so dense. You have
do.
to.
And there's a lot of
there.
layers to her books. There's a lot of history and, depending on which series you're reading, some of them are connected. Some of them have, whether it's, the prequel or the sequel or the, they're all kind of, there's characters, the drive of the character might have something to do with another character from one of the other. There's just a lot. So I think, I
have to get through those.
Reread.
Okay. Now, I'm going to just go over some adaptations. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we've got The Frida McFadden with The Housemaid. This is going to be a movie.
Yeah, I saw this. I'm curious.
So, Sydney Sweeney is going to play Millie. Amanda Seyfried is going to play Nina. And Brendan Sklenar, he's going to play Andrew.
Okay. I'm interested.
That, very good story. So I think that's going to be a great movie. And that can definitely be a movie, not a show.
Yeah.
I think there's a sequel to it, but How to Kill Your Family is going to be an 8-part Netflix show with Anya Taylor-Joy as Grace, which I love her.
Yeah, she's great.
That was, she's a forgotten child of a billionaire. And after a heartbreaking rejection, she decides to exact revenge on her family. So,
whoop, whoop.
Yep. Now, are you ready for this? I don't know how you're going to feel about this.
Okay, I'm ready.
And I'm nervous because this is another near and dear, and we're going to do that. I think we have to wait till this version comes out before we can do this for the podcast, which I'm really happy we haven't done it yet because this is one of my favorite books of all time.
Oh, no.
Wuthering Heights.
I know. Okay.
And Jacob Elordi is going to play Heathcliff, which after seeing the way that he handles Saltburn, I think he can do Heathcliff. I think he can. I would sit on his face.
Have really, really strong opinions because the Wuthering Heights movie is maybe my favorite.
That's why we have to do it.
Of all time adaptations, like book aside. The movie.
It's incredible. We've talked about this so passionately that I'm glad we've held off because I'm excited. Well, I didn't even say Margot Robbie's going to be Kathy. Which, by the way, can I just show you something really fast? I'm going to screenshot this because we have to share this. I'm finding all of this information. There's a really good Instagram account I follow called Books with Ruby, and she did a 2-part series. And these are all the books we like, so that's why I'm using her list. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Then I'll use the other people list. But that's not Margot Robbie. It's her as a brunette. I've never seen her as a brunette.
Yeah, she's
so annoyingly good looking.
Killing it. I don't know. This is going to be a hard one for me because it's one of those things where I'm like, it was perfect. Why did we need to remake it?
Now, okay, that's a great point because we talked about this with A Wonderful Life, right? And I was bummed that I saw that they were remaking it until I went further into the article while we were talking about it and saw that it was going to be an all-black cast, which I think is amazing. And I'm glad that they're doing that. I think something that's happening, and it's a amazing thing, is these classics are dying with millennials. Young kids are not reading Emily Bronte. They're not reading Jane Austen anymore the way that we read it growing up. This makes me sound so fucking old. But I think when you add a modern twist to it, you're going to get all of these new romance readers and book talk readers falling back in love. Keeps it. Look at Little Women. We love all versions of Little Women, but Greta killed it. So I was not looking forward to it. And then I saw it and I was like, oh my God.
It's one of those things where I'll be real. I'm very excited, but also I'm going to have a hard time.
I think we should go to the, because it's going to be a movie. I think we should go to the theaters for that one.
Yeah. Maybe opening night we go.
Yeah. Okay. Now, this is one I'm very excited for.
Okay.
And Colleen Hoover gets a bad rap.
Oh, I know.
And I'm going to say this, if I had to pick a Colleen Hoover book that I really enjoy, it's this book. It's Verity.
Yep.
And Anne Hathaway is playing Verity, which This is not your normal Colleen Hoover romance. It's a psychological thriller.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't go into it expecting This Ends With Us.
Yeah, exactly. And this is going to be an Amazon film. So I'm very excited for that one. And People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry is going to be a Netflix movie. And it's got Emily Bader playing Poppy and Tom Blythe. Tom Blythe.
Blythe, yeah.
Oh my God, you know, like when you're reading a name that you know?
Yeah, and then you're...
I obviously know who this person is. He's going to play Alex. That's going to be great. I love Emily Henry. I love that her stuff's coming to the screen because it's, when I read Emily Henry, again, they're the type of books that are just great palate cleansers, good, easy reads. I envision them being movies.
Well, she has another one coming.
Oh, she
Love
sure does.
Story, right? Yeah. Yep. I just was reading something about that one.
Clara and the Sun is going to be starring Jenna Ortega as Clara and Amy Adams as Chrissy. And that's our boy Taika is going to be directing that. So I already know that's going to be incredible. We Were Liars by E. Lockhart, which was massive a year or two ago. That's going to be an Amazon Prime series, which I'm glad that's going to be a series because that one's pretty intense. Yeah. We've got Emily Allen Lind for Cadence. Shubham. I'm not going to embarrass him by attempting his last name. He's going to play Gat. Esther McGregor as Mirren and Joseph Zada as Johnny. That one is probably going to be very exciting for people. So these are just some more that are set to be adapted but haven't been cast yet.
Yeah.
First one I'm so excited for. Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. It's going to be a movie. That's one of the, that and the Daisy Jones and the Six were two of my favorite audiobooks, I think, of 2023.
Yeah, hands down. I have to do that one. That one's like high up on my TBR.
It's so good. So the Matt Haig, The Midnight Library, that's going to be a movie.
Wait, is it really?
It's going to be a movie, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then Things We Never Got Over is going to be a movie.
Wow.
None of This Is True is going to be a movie. The Inheritance Games, great series. That is going to be a TV show, which thank goodness, because I think there's 3 books or 4 books, and that should be
needs more.
That should be a series for sure. The Guest List is going to be a TV show. Another Emily Henry Beach Read is going to be a movie. The Running Man is going to be a movie. Frankenstein they're redoing.
Interesting. Okay.
Pride and Prejudice is going to be a movie.
Yeah, I you know what's funny is I had heard a little gossip about that and I was like, I can't. I don't know.
We're just gonna let that go. We're gonna let that go. We will revisit it when it's fully cast and out there.
Yeah.
We've got Regretting You. That's another Colleen Hoover. That's gonna be a movie. The Darling Girls TV show. The Love of My Afterlife is gonna be a movie. 19 Steps is gonna be a movie. The Woman and Me movie. Every Summer After TV show. Happy Place, another Emily Henry. This girl is killing it.
You know what's funny is she the new what's his name? The Notebook. What's his name? I can't think of his name.
Yes, Nicholas Sparks.
Yeah,
yes.
like she's the new. Which, hey, girl, get it?
Get your bag, girl.
Yeah.
The Midnight Feast is going to be a TV show. Romantic Comedy is going to be a movie. Magnolia Park series, which I've seen people just loving.
Yeah,
that's going to be a TV show. Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers is going to be a TV show.
Fun.
Okay. Got some more. A Netflix movie, The Thursday Murder Club. And this one's going to be starring Helen Mirren, Pierce Brosnan, Ben Kingsley, and Celia Imrie. That's, star-studded cast.
I was going to say epic casting.
Hamnet, which is based on Hamlet, but it's a story of William Shakespeare's son, Hamnet, who died when he was just 11 years old. So not based on Hamlet. So this is not really great information. But that's going to be starring our boy Paul Mescal. And he's going to play William Shakespeare, which it's about time you cast him as someone hot.
Yeah.
Poor Willie. He gets cast. He's rough when they cast him. And then Jessie Buckley is going to play Agnes Shakespeare, which she's beautiful. Regretting You, which we talked about before, is going to be, they've, I guess, cast it with Allison Williams as Morgan and McKenna Grace as Clara.
Interesting.
Lucky, Apple TV show, Anya Taylor-Joy. This girl's going to get so much money.
Yeah, she's really going.
The Road Trip by Beth O'Leary. We don't know any of those people. Okay. Miss Austen. Are you aware of this book? Have you read it?
I've not read it.
Okay, I've heard great things about it.
Yeah,
so
same.
basically, 23 years after Jane Austen dies, Cassandra Austen returns to the village of Kintbury, and she knows that there's a cache of family letters which hold the secrets that she vows can never be revealed. And so Keely Hawes is going to play Cassandra Austen, Patsy Fearnan is going to play Jane Austen, and Rose Leslie is going to play Isabella Fowle. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, that's a tricky one because, like, obviously there's no connection with Jane Austen to this book. It's just someone that wrote about the storyline. But I'm curious to see, because I love Austenland. I think
Me too. I really love Austenland.
I mean, that's a movie, obviously.
Sure.
But I think it's a cute take on, Austen lovers.
Agreed.
Like, I think you have to be an Austen lover to appreciate the movie.
Otherwise, you're like, what the hell am I watching?
So maybe this will be another something like that where it's like a definite
I like your optimism here.
I'm trying.
Okay.
I appreciate that over remaking what's already been done.
Okay.
A couple times.
I think we're running out of things to make that are new.
I know.
Yeah.
Fair.
Taylor Jenkins Reid, Forever Interrupted, already cast. So Margaret Qualley is going to play Elsie and Laura Dern is going to play Susan, which I love them both.
Oh, Laura Dern? Yeah, sold.
And then I saw that Yellowface is going to become a TV show. And there was another one. Of course, we've got the ACOTAR show. Chronicles of Narnia is going to be a TV show. I
did see that, yeah.
Malibu Rising TV show.
Isn't that Greta Gerwig is the one that signed on for Narnia?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
This is just a list.
Yeah, no, that was like a big story that like came out that she,
Fucking love that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I mentioned this one, but Malibu Rising TV show. Book Lovers, which we just talked about, is going to be a movie. I loved that book. That was have you read it? Listen to it. It's a fast listen, and it's really cute.
Just need to get on this. I'm really behind. Really behind.
You're really behind just running a company and doing all the marketing for 800 podcasts.
It's really behind.
So behind. Butcher and Blackbird's is getting a movie.
Is it really?
Yes, I don't know how they're going to do some of those scenes because.
Is it going to, well, you know what, though? You think about like 50 Shades of Grey, right? Like the book to movie, that's a very way
good point.
toned down.
Yeah, that's a great point.
To allow it to be.
Can I tell you a secret?
Mm-hmm. You've never seen it.
Or read it. I tried. There were about 14 grammatical and print errors in the first chapter, and I was like, I can't do this.
I've only read the first book.
My sister loved it.
Yeah, I've only read the first book. I also read it as like a spite. Like, I'm going to read this because I shouldn't be reading this kind of thing.
Okay, yeah. Was that your first smut book, you think?
When did that one come out?
Oh, like 2010, 11? I don't know. Like a long time ago.
It was a long, long time ago. Yeah, it might have been the first. But I don't think I did not eat it up like I ate up smut now.
Okay.
I mean, because it's also not fantasy. It's a different kind of fantasy.
Sure.
It's a erotica. Maybe that's a better way of saying it.
Yeah.
Just not my, it wasn't my kink.
Okay. Carrie Soto is back, and it's not confirmed if it's going to be TV or film, but it has been picked up for screenwriting. The House Across the Lake. That's going to be a movie.
Ooh.
That's going to be great.
That's been a movie, no?
I don't know.
I think maybe I'm thinking of something else.
Okay. Great energy. We love that.
Yeah.
Yellowface is going to be a TV show. The Unhoneymooners is going to be a movie. Never Lie. I don't know that one. Movie.
Never Lie. I think I've also.
Did I say that already? I might be.
No, yellow one. You did.
Okay. So those are just a couple that people are pretty excited about, but I think the real conversation here is ACOTAR. Okay.
Let's be real.
Do we know Margot signed on for it, right?
Well, the rumor is.
Because they went out. Now, can we discuss what our theory is that we've come up with in the office? We think she bought the rights to the Massverse.
Yeah. So
her company.
I was reading a little bit this morning, and what I could find was that there's nothing official that has been announced. However, I think on Margot Robbie's Instagram or something, she put out a little thing that said that they are working on an adaptation of ACOTAR.
Okay, so Hulu owned the rights because Hulu had already, if you go on to, like, you can look up the license, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It still says owned by Hulu, and it still says it's in production.
Yeah.
But then we had heard it had been scrapped, but it's still on there. And I got to be honest with you. Hulu was bought by Disney.
Yeah.
This needs to be HBO or nothing.
It's not
It
Disney.
has to be HBO.
Yeah. If it's Disney, it's going to be like Snow White.
And we can't have that.
No.
We can't have that. And I've also seen people saying like, oh, maybe they'll do, which this is no tea, no shade to anybody. Maybe they'll do an animated version. I don't want that.
No.
I don't want that.
No.
I don't
like the
want
anime.
That. I don't. I cannot, and I will not stand
They're doing
for
that
this.
for The Witcher.
I've been avoiding that.
So props to anyone that loves anime. I think it's incredible. I cannot get into it.
I've watched some that have been like cute and I've enjoyed, but I can see why The Witcher is going to become anime because of it's a graphic novel.
Yes.
So that transfers perfectly.
Yes.
But don't give me Henry Cavill. Then give me F plus Hemsworth.
Just stop it. We don't even say his name.
Because is he a lovely person? Maybe.
He might be.
But Team Miley.
He's playing dress up. It looks like he's playing dress up in like his dad's costumes.
It looks like we took Henry Cavill and we put him into the dehydrator attached to my air fryer. And what popped out, remember those shrinky dinks from when we were little and you like put it in the oven and it got really little?
Yes.
I think we put Henry Cavill in the oven.
Or it's Henry Cavill and then Temu Henry Cavill.
It's pretty accurate. And I don't.
Sorry, that's mean, but.
He was mean to Miley.
Also, I understand why this has happened, right? Henry Cavill did not like the direction that the writers.
It was not accurate to the books.
Fair.
Yeah.
And so he stepped down. Okay. As a production company, you have to go where the money is. So the show is doing really well because of Henry Cavill. And so you're going to recast the part because you have to. And you have to find someone that looks very much like Henry Cavill. But I hate when companies do this. And I hate when you're like into a show and then all of a sudden a character is switched out with a different character. And you're just like, did they think we weren't going to notice that it's a completely different person playing this part?
Or when they recycle characters to play another part.
I can't. I'm like, budget cuts? What is this?
One of our favorite shows has done it with 2 characters. And I love it because it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
So,
but that feels different.
So April's mom
is
Jess's dad's Sasha.
Yeah.
And the reigning Lorelai, the original grandma, is the aunt that tries to pilfer the bar glassware.
Yeah.
I don't care that much in that situation.
No. And I think
this situation is like... Yeah.
Well, it's how I felt too, even, and this is much smaller and kind of, it doesn't seem like it would make such a big difference, but even in Bridgerton, when they switch out the Francesca.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate that they have someone in that role. And then obviously, again, like she was in other things, so she couldn't, sign on to the next season, whatever. But like, it just, I don't. It would be like them, like switching out like Daniel Radcliffe in the middle of Harry Potter.
Don't you shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
But that's how I feel.
I know.
Like I just can't.
There is, Geraldo Rivera is Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's our stance on it.
Yes.
We will not be entertaining any Hemsworth at this time.
No. I'm sorry. I hope he does great. I hope the show continues to flourish.
I'm just kidding. I'm sure. Well, no, maybe I'm not. I feel bad being mean. It's hard for me to stick by my guns. Okay, back to ACOTAR. Ronald D. Moore is the original, person that was going to do the adaptation, which he did Outlander. So we trust him.
Yeah,
but he's apparently now dropped out again.
He's dropped out. Here, I actually have some information on that. And it made me feel a little bit better because I was like, why would he drop out? That doesn't make any sense. He went back to Sony. He was with Disney.
Yes.
And then went back to Sony. So it's obviously two different
So let's get
productions.
This fucking adaptation away from Hulu and Disney.
Yes.
Let's give it to HBO.
Yes.
Here's the thing. here's the thing, guys. I would rather them not do it.
Yes.
Than them do it poorly. Mm-hmm. I think it would be easier to do Throne of Glass if they're going to do a series to start.
Fair.
Do it in the series in which she wrote the books. Throne of Glass does have a lot of fantasy fairy tale elements to it. It feels like you could turn that into a TV show easily.
Well, and I feel like there might be less opinion around that book where you're not having people fan casting every single character like they fan casted ACOTAR.
Though, why did everyone fan cast ACOTAR? Because we heard 2 years ago that it was picked up for an adaptation.
Yeah.
If we heard the same thing about Throne of Glass, it would be the same thing. Although, shan't we fan cast ACOTAR? This is very hard.
It's really hard, and I think because part of it is I think it needs to be people that aren't known. And so when you're trying to fan cast, it's really hard to find people that are unknown to cast in. I just
the one that I've seen that like really adds up to me, and I didn't listen to the audiobook of ACOTAR, so I know I'm going to butcher this. You know when you read a book and the pronunciation of a word is what happened in your brain?
Yeah.
Because it's not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I read it as Ianthe. What is her name? It's not Ianthe. Is it Anthe? What is it?
I can't say it now. Now I don't remember.
You guys all know what I mean.
Oh my God. I don't remember.
I know it's not what I'm saying. So.
Ianthe?
She is the mean. Okay. She's the.
Amarantha?
No, Amarantha's so hot though.
Ianthe?
Yeah. She's the blue. They wear the blue hoods in ACOTAR.
I don't think you're wrong.
Okay, thank you.
I don't think you're wrong. I listen to the audiobooks and I get a lot of the one that gets mispronounced all the time is from Throne of Glass and it's Kale. Like people pronounce his name Kale.
Chal.
Or
Kale. Or Chehoal.
And then Rysand, which is Rysand.
I pronounce it Rysand until I listen to somebody else say it and I go, well, that's fucking embarrassing.
Yeah, it's Rysand.
Okay, so Anya Taylor-Joy for her. Very ethereal, supposed to be like a bajillion years old, but is holding on to that shred of being a hottie.
Interesting.
And then have you seen the castings for Amarantha since you did this?
Yeah. I don't even with the Megan Fox playing her. That I've seen.
I could see that, but Megan Fox doesn't. Let's be honest. It's Megan Fox. She looks good and everything, but like, we don't need that.
She just was in. I just watched the movie where she's the robot.
Yeah.
No, we can't have her in the movie.
Okay, can I show you my pick?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to see.
She's not really my pick, but she's like the world's
popular pick.
Yeah, hold on.
I've
actually seen 2 that I agreed with. Alexandra Daddario. Because she's so strikingly beautiful.
100%.
She could totally do it.
She also has that like sweet yet sultry yet.
Yeah.
Like she could totally be vicious.
Va-va-voom.
Yeah.
Also, if we gave Sydney Sweeney some blonde hair, I think she could totally do it with that low voice.
Yes. With the body.
Yes. But someone with naturally red hair, I was thinking this chick. She was in Madeline Petch.
She's also in
It's the show.
Gosh. She has a twin brother who dies. It's a comic.
Luke from 90210 was in it and he died. Luke Perry. It is Riverdale.
My God.
We were gonna get there.
We got it.
Anyway, I think she would be a hot Amarantha. Other people have said Jessica Chastain, but I have to reread it because first of all, Jessica Chastain, there's nothing that woman cannot do.
Yeah.
But I don't see her.
I don't know that she's the right. I don't know that she's. This is gonna not mean. Yes. Because she's a little bit older. I think she's too old for that part.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't remember what the age is that she stops aging.
Well, that's kind of the thing is like she's supposed to be this stunningly young woman. Yeah. Like you don't really know what her age is. And that's kind of the point.
Now,
so I could see that.
Can I show you the one person I've seen for Cassian? And I know he's much older, but the thing with Cassian, Azriel and Rhysand is they're not portrayed as young.
No.
So they can be older. And they are portrayed as Middle Eastern.
And they can be beautiful.
So they should not be white bread dudes.
No.
Rhysand has got lighter skin than everyone else. But have you seen this Can Yaman?
No, but I hate, wait, maybe I have. Is he the one that's in all the German? Yes.
He's a Turkish actor and he's
Turkish, sorry.
Gorgeous.
He is gorgeous. And he's
and
in all of those like romance.
He's basically the Turkish Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Just like this big, giant, beautiful man.
Yeah, he is beautiful. And his hair.
Gorgeous.
Incredible.
Like, that's Cassian to me, that vibe.
Yeah. I think
they have to be big. They have to have long hair. Has to be a man bun.
I think the hardest casting for ACOTAR is going to be Rhysand and Farah.
For Farah, I've seen a couple good ones, and I didn't know who she was.
I think she needs to be she should not be.
Yeah, so this girl was, she's done like small budget things, and she's done theater, but like not any big movies.
Yeah.
And she looked just like.
I think that's the tricky thing is she's portrayed as this very young and frail girl.
Who has to then grow into something very strong.
Exactly.
And
we don't want another Bella Swan on our hands.
No, but I have 2 Tamlin situations that I really stand by.
All right.
Are you ready for them?
Fabio.
Okay. Now, you can disagree, but Jamie Campbell Bower, do you know who he is?
He is in what?
Stranger Things.
Yes.
He's blonde hair.
I know.
Very weird looking. Okay, and this is the other one.
I almost met him.
Well, now you're doing it out of like, you don't like him.
Oh, no, he's like the nicest person.
Oh, okay. But is that why you don't want him to be Tamlin? Because then you'd hate him?
Exactly. Like he doesn't.
This is great information.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, well, now I can't see it.
So I took my son to the Stranger Things experience, and like
he was
hour.
There?
Yeah, but an hour before we were there, he was there. We just didn't know. So had we gone like a little bit earlier, we would have met him. He was like socializing and taking photos, and it was great.
Well, here's one that I don't know who this person is because I don't watch a lot of like younger shows.
Yeah.
But he was Stig in Tall Girl, so I haven't watched that.
Oh, I've seen Tall Girl.
Luke Eisner. I've seen him thrown around a lot.
Interesting. He's also in another one. He has a very like feminine look to him, which it is a Tamlin. I could see that, but he's very young.
He's 28.
I think he's like maybe too young.
Okay, he's 28. Okay.
I feel like Tamlin needs to be like older, but like.
Okay. Do you know who I really think it is? From day one, Austin Butler. Because, and I know that everyone's throwing it around, but there is a reason. Because Austin Butler can, if you look what he did with Elvis, fucking Tamlin. Like, he made him somebody that everybody loves and thinks is so wonderful, but behind closed doors is a monster. So he's so charismatic and so sexy, and then can literally look like the most disgusting person in the world with his personality.
But also, apparently, this is him in real life as well.
Why are all the pretty people mean?
I don't know, but that would play a good Tamlin.
Now, Morgan, have you seen any of the theories about this?
Yes.
Okay. I don't want to ruin it.
Maybe not the same ones, but.
So she perhaps is a spy. And there's a reason that Azriel has
his eyes on her all the time.
All the time. Mm-hmm. So she's got to be a smoke show.
Yeah, she does.
A blonde smoke show.
Yeah, with like stunning blue eyes.
Blue eyes, a body yada yada. Maybe Sydney Sweeney for that.
She could.
Yeah.
She's got the blonde and the blue.
Smoke show.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. I don't know that she's young enough. I think we might need a little bit of a younger actress in there. Because she's got this look to her where like the same as Amarantha, you feel like she should be younger, but she's,
bajillion years old.
Yeah. And maybe even more so than what we even know, because what was the whole concept is Morgan in translation means like
that's the thing, yeah.
War or
something.
God
spot,
of war or something like that. And
okay. Can I show you? I don't know who this person is, but this is like the internet has gone bananas about this fan cast for Feyre.
Okay.
Her name's Amelie Zilbler.
Okay.
She's 22 years old. Let me just show you.
Oh, she's a baby.
I think she could do it.
Huh.
Because they talk about her lips being very full and her eyes being very light and her hair being brown. So she could play mousy and then could
gives me a little bit Nesta.
I think Nesta
her features I feel like need to be a little bit daintier.
No, because Feyre's painted as frail from being starving only because she doesn't eat and gives food to her sisters.
Yeah.
So
I just mean like the bushy eyebrows and the very
she's so hot.
She's stunning.
She's
but like
so hot.
But like in a where Nesta has that like she's this stunning woman, but like will literally break your arm.
Oh God, I love her so much. She's my favorite, guys.
I like that. I could see her as
either one.
Yeah.
Okay.
If not Farah, definitely a Nesta or.
This is what I forgot for Amarantha. Sophie Turner. I think she would be perfect. Natural redhead.
She is.
And she can play that bitch. You know what I mean? Like the way she did in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Deadpan while still being visually beautiful, but just like a disgusting human.
I don't know why, but I like don't love her as an actress.
Really?
I know. That's like a weird thing to say.
Oh my God. I think she's like one of the best of our generation.
I didn't love her in Game of Thrones.
You haven't read Game of Thrones though, right?
No.
Okay. That makes sense. So you just watched it. And that's the storyline you get. It's because I think I love her.
And also just like within the last year, I watched it. Remember?
And also
knew nothing about it.
I think I also love her so much because everything she's going through with her divorce and like how shitty she's being treated and everything that happened there. Like
fair.
Great person who's just, okay. All right, here we go. All right, so you shit on that for me.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry,
it's okay. That's the best part of this. Fan casting. Nesta, do you have a choice?
Again, I haven't casted anybody because I have like a really hard time.
The problem is I don't know who half these fucking people are.
I know. That's my issue is I don't know.
So the reason that I brought her up is because people are like, oh, Sophie Turner could play Nesta. I think that that's just too old.
I cannot see her as
she's
Nesta
in her 30s.
Yeah, no.
So that's a no me gusta for me. I have seen people suggest Maya Hawke for Nesta, but to me, Maya Hawke is more of like a badass looking person, especially having just watched her.
What if she could play like I'm forgetting the name of this character at the moment, but what's her name? The friend that Nesta she gets really close to and she starts battling with.
Yes. What's her name? Gwen. Yeah. Gwen. Yeah, I could see her as Gwen.
She could do a Gwen.
Totally could do a Gwen. I've seen Sadie Sink as a fan cast for Nesta. She's very young, so that.
Why can't I place her?
Stranger Things, red hair.
Try to visualize her face.
Max from Stranger Things.
No, I can't see it.
I've watched a lot of stuff that she's in. She's
an incredible actress. Now that I'm realizing who it is, I don't know why I've spaced on that one.
I don't know who this person is, but everyone seems to think Kaya Scalderia.
I don't know who that is. I think the other part to this is the chemistry of the actors. You know, like you're going to need each of these people need to have incredible chemistry with their co-stars.
This chick's too old.
And so that's like my tricky, because it's one thing to have the right person cast, but if you don't have chemistry with your main, squeeze, it's just not going to be the same because so much of ACOTAR is that tension that
she's really good in The Maze Runner, so she can play the badass, but I just don't see her.
I don't see it.
I think that I would be happy with some of the internet's castings. There was one that I saw on TikTok that was perfect.
Okay.
That I really wish.
I don't know. I think because I have so much fear in like how they're gonna.
They just better not mess up the Bat Boys.
To be fair, when Harry Potter came out, right, there was no internet for us to fan cast our people. And for the most part, they did incredible with their casting.
Oh, God, yeah.
Obviously, there are some definite differences, but I think who they picked, and I guess this is easy for me to say because I went into it very much like open-minded, not really like focusing so much because I read it when I was so young. So I wasn't really like focusing on the details of the characters. They did a great job. They definitely took some creative freedoms.
Yes.
So maybe we need to go into these with that same mindset is but I think it's also going to, a huge impact to this is going to be who ends up getting the rights to it officially.
Agreed.
And the budget that they're given and them choosing to go with unknown people over names to push the show. Because I think if you go with unknowns.
It can't be all unknowns, though.
No.
We're going to have some names.
I think,
but the mains?
I think they need to be careful with who they use in the main and maybe using, like a Henry Cavill type of name.
Energy. Yeah.
In some of the, not that they're less important parts because they're not, but in an Amarantha or, we
didn't cast Lucian.
He's like one of my favorite. That kind of stuff.
Sure.
Like casting some bigger names to have that pool.
Jason Momoa would be a good.
Ooh.
He would be good because he just plays as a super sexy, flirty.
He's just
a hot sex man.
Yeah. He's supposed to be this stunning man.
Yeah.
Well.
They could all do it for me. I'm just saying. So I think that for 2025, I'm going to say this is our book New Year's resolution.
Okay.
I need to read things that are not in the same genre that I fall back on. That's my goal, is to read books outside of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Not just fall back into the same genres and expand. Because I used to read everything. And now I'm just so romantasy, high fantasy.
I read some.
And poetry. That's all I read.
I read this quote by somebody, I don't know who it was, but they were saying that you pick up a book and you read it. And if you can't get into it within the first couple of pages, it's okay to put it down. You can always go back to it. But also, reading is supposed to be fun and bring you joy in the sense that, whatever you're reading, if it's not it's okay to put it down.
Sure. I disagree only because I'm going to name one book right now. And you know what I'm going to say because you're having trouble reading it. Crescent City.
Oh, but here's my thing is
over 100 pages 3 times before I got into it.
Yeah. But that was the same for me with ACOTAR. Remember?
Wait, you're right. You're 100% right. And it took you 2 business years to finish Throne of Glass.
Exactly. So I picked up and put down, picked up and put down, picked up and put down. And then the third time I picked it up, I was like, why did I keep putting this book down? But I think their point was that if you pick up a book and you're not into it, it could be that you're not in the right headspace.
And we are mood readers. You and I are both intense mood readers.
It's like how I felt when I read Gone Girl. That is not a typical book for me to pick up. And I picked it up, got immediately into it. And I can't tell you how many times I had probably picked that book up in the past.
It's one of my favorites. Absolutely.
And I devoured that book, read it in a day.
That's how I feel too about The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. One of the best series of books I've ever read in my life. It took me so long to get through the first 60 pages. I was like, this is
what is
paint drying.
Yes.
I am so fucking bored.
Yes.
And then once I got in, I was like, all 3 done in a weekend.
Yeah.
So I need to do more of that. I need to do more of everyone says this is a really good book. Trust the algorithm.
Yeah.
Also, one more thing, because we're talking adaptations. I need to. This is a confessional.
Okay.
I just finished for the first time last night. Just finished Sex and the City. I'd never watched it before. Clips here and there, episodes here and there.
Yeah.
Never in its entirety. Just finished it last night. Immediately was like, maybe I'll just rewatch Gossip Girl. I need to. I have 4 or 5 shows. I just cycle through like a sociopath.
Yeah.
Gilmore Girls.
Same.
Gossip Girl. What's another one that we do? These are rewatches. I've done the OC so many times.
New Girl is your jam.
I just love New Girl. I love comedy. So I need to watch something
branch.
New. I need to watch something that's been made out in the year 2020.
Yeah, which is hard. There's not very many. Good ones.
I'm sure that's where we're wrong.
I know.
There's so many good ones, but we haven't watched them.
So maybe we'll put that in the universe. Tell us your recommendations for TV shows.
I'm not going to like it.
I know. We're not going to like it. We're probably not going to watch it, but
we want to like it and we want to watch it.
I tried to recently get into the one where like they like get in a plane crash, and I can't think of the name of this.
Oh, I did watch that one.
Not Yellowstone.
I did watch Yellowstone. I like Yellowstone.
Wait.
Yellowstone's great.
I watched it's not Yellowstone. It's like the other story.
70, 40, 90.
Oh my.
Yeah, they're lovely.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Did you watch that?
I've watched the first one, which is that 7492. Whatever the first one was.
The one of the story of the man and the girl that's
with Tim McGraw. I watched one with Tim McGraw.
No.
Okay, so that's the second
Wait,
one.
you need to watch.
You have to watch them in order.
No. This one just came out.
Yes, that's the newest one. That's later on. So
well,
you have to watch
care.
the old story.
No. I don't care about that. I just want to know about this love story because it is. Okay.
Well, you're okay.
You don't know. You have to watch it.
Okay. See, you did watch a new show.
I did. And I just stumbled on this show because of a TikTok clip. And I was like, what is this love story?
Can I tell you?
I need to watch this.
The amount of movies and television shows that I've watched just on TikTok takes me 3 business days to watch one 20-minute episode of Chicago Med, which I've never watched in my life.
But you watched it on TikTok.
The entire thing.
Yeah. I did that with another one. Oh my gosh. I forgot. It's gone. It's out of my brain now.
That's how I feel about SVU. If SVU is on, I will watch it.
I mean, I watched SVU when I was pregnant. Like the whole 2000
I've been watching
episodes.
it since I was a child.
Yeah.
Elliot Stabler, I think, might have been my sexual awakening.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
And
they're on their 800th season?
And good for them. Because Mariska Hargitay is a goddamn legend.
She does not age.
She's a fucking legend.
She looks also though, as an actual, detective person, and because I'm a detective.
Good. That's good.
Don't they retire at some?
They don't have to.
No. Okay. So she's just
the longer they wait
forever.
Yeah, the longer they wait around. Because if you remember, their old guy, the chief guy,
he
was like 600 years old. I forget his name with the bald head.
I mean, it's like Richard Weber in Grey's Anatomy. That man
can never. Him and Miranda Bailey, they can never.
At some point you need to retire because you can't do surgery anymore. But nope, he doesn't.
Yeah, but they've also done that storyline for him since the second season.
Yeah.
So they really should have thought that through.
Yeah, well, they didn't. Isn't that on its I was a diehard watch.
That's another of my rewatches.
I have not watched the last couple seasons that have come out.
I
lost my sparkle. I lost my sparkle when they killed Derek in the stupidest way that they could possibly kill him.
Stupid.
I'm angry. Don't like it.
My fiance is one of those people that when I'm watching a show, he's not watching it, but he'll stand there and watch it. And I will never forget when I'm watching the episode because I had recorded it of when Derek gets into the car accident and he dies or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. He's in the shower getting ready for work and he comes running out of the shower, soapy and all. And he's like, oh my God, did they just kill Derek? And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. You don't watch this shit. And he was like, how could they? This is not how he goes.
Yeah.
He deserves so much more.
I know. I was shocked by the fact that they killed him off.
I like that they revisited him when she had COVID and she was dying, and they have those moments on the beach because he deserves.
That was ridiculous.
He's so hot. We just need to see him again.
I thought that was the most ridiculous dreamscape scenes of my life. They were the most painful episodes to get through because there were so many of them, and I just was why?
Poor, what's his name?
Which
Luca.
one?
What's his name?
They kill him off?
DeLuca.
They killed him off.
Killed him off.
They just kill everybody off. It's always in the most traumatic. I think the most traumatic of all times. Sorry, this is totally getting off topic completely. But when they kill off 007, I can't watch that.
But he was such a shitty person that I'm glad he was dead.
I mean, so was Izzy.
I'm changing my tune on her. I've watched a lot of recent interviews where people were like, you're known in the industry for being a really horrible person and really mean to people. And she also said, you guys have no idea what it's like to be an actress that's portrayed as just the sexy actress for years and years and years. I was never taken seriously. I was never allowed to have an opinion.
And she had the worst momager.
Yeah.
The worst.
And I think she just got a bad rap for it.
Blacklisted from a lot of production companies because of her mother.
Well,
can you imagine?
No, my mom's a freaking saint.
I know,
Olga's a damn saint.
Sweet.
So, okay. That's my 2025.
Okay.
What's yours? Book version.
I don't know. I didn't know we had to have.
No, I just brought this up. I just made it up.
I would like to accomplish reading 5 books on my
TBR
list. I haven't even touched that list. Like, I am so far, because like I have that list, but then I also have like our list, and then I also have the like palette cleanser list that I read in between ours just to kind of like get out of the headspace so I just need to read some of the books, and like books that are not necessarily my go-to books.
Yeah.
Like, you've given me so many recommendations and I've yet to pick up.
Well, this is good because a lot of my recommendations and your recommendations to me are on our list for 2025.
Yeah.
But that's something else. I just want to close out the episode that we thought was going to be 30 minutes is now over an hour.
Sorry, guys.
Welcome to our brains.
Yeah.
If you want us to do any of them, any recommendations on any of our TikTok videos or any of our Instagram posts, or you can message us on either one, head over there because we will do your recommendation. We will shout you out, the whole shebang.
Yeah.
So just let us know. And if you have a cocktail recipe that you want to do with that, we will totally make it for you on video. Dayelle doesn't.
I don't know anything about cocktails.
Doesn't know anything.
I'll try to make it.
When we made the cranberry mules the other day, I was like, "Oh, do we have the?" And Dayelle said, "We have gin."
Yeah.
Bourbon?
What do we need for that? We have bourbon cream. Do we put bourbon cream in there?
Yes.
Perfect.
What is yes?
It is alcohol.
Yep. And so, any recommendations at all, we will take them.
Yeah. Sweet. All right. Well, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, guys.
I almost said Merry Christmas. So
Christmas has happened.
That's over and done with.
Also,
into the new year we go.
2025 is going to be a tough one, guys.
It is, but we're going to get through with
it together.
Lots of books.
Lots of comedy, lots of books, lots of dreaming of Henry Cavill playing The Witcher.
And we'll be gone for like a little bit of a minute.
A little minute. Winter break.
And then we'll be back with more books turned movie.
Or show. Or play.
Or radio special.
Something. Right. Okay,
bye.
Our editor is Katie Yonner. Our associate producer is Grace Heerman. Our production coordinator is Nicole Vargas. And our senior content producer is Kyle Bosch. Our executive producer is Tommy West. And Watch It or Read It is produced by Gotham West Studios.